Just finished making 3 videos in one. Well, took me about 2-3 hours, but I just made 3 videos. That's the point.
September we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you were impressed, couldn't leave me alone. Text me every time that you pick up the phone. And I had control in the driver's seat.
Hey guys, so if you want to see how I highlight and contour, please continue watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so for my contour, I am going to go where this natural shadow is on my face, and I'm just gonna put a little bit because I don't want to look crazy. So I put a little there under my cheekbones, put some on either side of my chin, just a little bit at the top because there is no forehead over here. I go under my chin so I don't have, it'll be defined, but I won't have like a beard looking thing here. On either side of my nose, it's a little bit lower on that side, which is fine. Just blend it right. And then at the tip of my nose, I use Black Opal True Color in the shade Suede Mocha. Okay, so for concealer, I use Tarte Tape Shape in the shade Tan Sand. I don't know why I had to look at it because I knew that. Now in the winter, I need a different shade, and I just really just put it right here, just a little bit. I put some here, in between, and on my baby forehead, down my nose, but I don't put it completely on the whole nose. I could put some here, but I don't particularly do that. So I'm gonna start under my eyes, just because this Tarte Shape Tape is very drying. So if you decide to use Tarte Tape Shape, make sure that you have something, especially for under your eyes because it's the most sensitive part. Make sure you have something to hydrate, because you don't want to look old and have bags with no makeup on and have dark circles and all this stuff. I'm like, just want this blended perfectly. And I make sure my sponge is damp, because when it's damp, it just gives it a skin-like finish. And it also helps with the fact that this is a dry formula. It helps blend it if it dries down. Sometimes I use this. Sometimes I use this. Like a angled tapered blending brush. I look up just to make sure I completely get under my eye, even though I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, it helps. Now, this, I don't know why I do that. I do that with everything between my eyes and my blending. I was about to do it again. I'm like, I'm on my forehead. I ain't stretching nothing out with that. That's really like creasing my forehead, if anything. Speaking of creasing, Real Techniques brush, Laura Mercier powder. Now, just because I've never tried this powder before, I got the travel size one just to start off with. And I'm going to get the big one once. I'm going to get the big one soon, actually. And I'm just going to pat this up under my eyes. because I don't want this to crease or go anywhere. I'm like, speaking of blending, hold up. Speaking of creasing, dust it on my chip. As for my nose, I blend this part first and then blend this part. So sometimes I use this brush, which is a little ankle brush. Sometimes I use a little small kabuki brush that I cannot find right now. It's a very tiny kabuki brush and I can never find it. So I usually use this one, which is the smaller one that I have. I thought I had a smaller one than it. I do have a smaller one than this. That's the one I usually well, I'm going to use this today. I'm going to use the side and blend down here first. And I don't want it to like mud up with my highlight, because then there's like kind of no point of doing this. Contouring pushes things back. Highlighting pulls them forward. So the part of my nose that I'm contouring is gonna push it back and elude my nose shape a little bit. And I don't want to bring this part forward, so that's why I didn't highlight this part. And I really don't care about the cute little button nose because I'm black. So I just blend it for my face. And I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender down here. And then just airbrush this out. And then on here I go in circular motions and I try to stroke up instead of down as much as possible. I don't want to go below the line that I created. I just want to emphasize my natural face structure. And everybody's contouring and highlight is going to be different and in different places. It's going to be for your specific face shape. And you want, if you have high cheekbones, you want to go right under your bone, in between the middle of your face, if you have this face shape. But if you have a longer face shape, you might want to put yours a little bit lower to cut in deeper. If you don't have cheekbones, you might want to round out your contour. You might want to round out your contour so that you create an illusion of a cheekbone, of a higher cheekbone. You have cheekbones. Duh, everybody has cheekbones. And then with my little tiny forehead, I'm just gonna blend this into my hairline. And then a little bit down on my forehead, just so that my forehead kind of looks a little bit more even. It's like peak. I don't know, my forehead looks like a mountain. But it's not a forehead, it's like a 2-head or a 3-head. Yeah, 3-head. Come through the valleys of the shadows of death. That's what my hairline look like. Right up in there. And then I blend a little bit into my hairline across the sides, like with product that's already there, just so that it don't look crazy, like I just got a shadow up there. And that is how I contour. I forgot about down here. And I will go up just a little bit, not too much. And the other side. And if you have like double chin like areas, you'll want to contour for your face. Then I'm going to pull that up a little bit here. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little blush on. This is my favorite blush brush. It is a very dense brush. And I'm just gonna put my Note Desert Rose. I love like peachy colors on my cheeks. I'm not really into pinks, or I like peachy colors and I like the little purpley mauve colors. Those are the colors that go best with my skin tone. You have to find what goes best with your skin tone. Next, I'm gonna use my highlight. And I'm gonna get my favorite highlight brush. And I think I'm going to use this color. Just gonna do a little bit. Switch sides. Highlight here. I usually only highlight my cheekbones and like I drag it down a little bit on my blush just so that it's blent. Of course on my nose. Everywhere I highlight it except my forehead, because I don't need my forehead shining like a disco ball. After I'm done with my whole face, I use my MAC spray first because it's locked. Try this again. I use my MAC spray first just to melt it together. It's the Max Fix Plus spray. Sometimes I use my Skin Co. Radiant Dew. Sometimes I use my All Nighter spray. Since I'm going to work, I'm actually not going to use the All Nighter spray. I'm going to use the Ready Set Radiant by Tarte. And Ready Set Radiant actually has like a weird old people perfumey smell to it that I don't like at all, but I do like the finish that it gives it. Like, look at my skin. Look at this. Wait till my forehead dry with that little spot right there. Right there. But the finish is amazing.